Hey everyone, welcome back to another Exo Heroes video. Today we're going to be going over the Season 2 Chapter 13 update patch notes, and the patch should be going on right now, so these changes are going to be live, they're going to be in your game pretty soon, and we're just going to be going over what some of those changes are and our thoughts on them. Now, there was a lot going on in these patch notes. There were a lot of UX UI changes, Air Squadron changes, along with little quality of life things and some new game modes and events that they were talking about here. And so we're not going to cover them all in detail. Some we're just going to be able to breeze over because we don't have enough information in the patch notes, as well as those changes just not being as impactful. So we're going to pick and choose because there's a lot going on here, and we probably don't have time to cover all of it. So let's just get started then. We're starting off with this nice little art here. Of course it looks nice, it's Exo Heroes, a very visual focused game. Personally, I am really excited for this Xeon because I like his new look a lot better than his old look. I like that he chopped off the hair. The glowing effect on his arms with the bandages coming off I think is also really cool. I like this sword better than the big red one that he had before as well. So overall, I'm excited to see what they do with this guy. Now, important things to note. You can obtain Awakened Xeon as a clear reward for Story Episode 13-11. So basically you have to clear Chapter 13, and then they will just give you Awakened Xeon. Given how the difficulty spikes happened with Chapter 11 and Chapter 12, I'm expecting Chapter 13 to be pretty hard. Now, obviously there's going to be people that just breeze through this content day one, they just smash through this story, but for most of the players, it's going to be a bit of a wall. I'm not sure what mechanic they're going to tie to it this time. Chapter 11, it was Elemental Enhancement, and then Chapter 12, it was Signature Force. We have yet to see what Chapter 13 has in store for us, but I'm a little scared and a little excited. So, Chapter 11 and 12 difficulty will be rearranged, along with the mission difficulty for achieving stars. This is something that a lot of people have complained about, and it looks like Line Games has heard us, and they're like, you know what, maybe getting 60 breaks is a little bit unreasonable, given how the content was nerfed. It seems like they've been thinking up some solutions for that. We'll see if it actually helps, but it's nice to know that they're actually taking steps in trying to solve this issue. So right here it says, you can use Awakened Xeon in-game, and you can obtain him as a clear reward. However, several functions like looking at him in the journal and obtaining him through the scout system are not available yet. So a couple things to note here. This is not Awakened Fate Core Xeon. This is Awakened Xeon as an entirely new separate hero from base Xeon. And so I'm not exactly sure how this works. It's interesting that he goes through the scout system. I don't know if they're going to replace base Xeon with him, or if you can literally run two Xeons in your team at the same time. It seems a little bit weird to me, but we'll have to see how it plays out once people clear Chapter 13 and we can actually see how this works. So the next big thing is going to be Quantum Raid for the Halloween event. As you can see from this screenshot here, it's got a shop in the top, and then you've got the Quantum Raid Pass as well. So assuming this functions like Core Raid, the Quantum Raid Pass is probably going to cost you around $26 to $27 US, and it's going to last all month. What you're going to be able to do is get Battle Pass experience and then eventually collect premium rewards and that nice reward at the end, which I believe for this event appears to be a exclusive weapon ticket, which is, I think, the first time they've done this, and it's pretty interesting because exclusive weapons are very hard to get. Now, am I going to be pulling on it personally? Probably not. I'm not going to spend $26 just for an exclusive weapon, but if there are those of you out there who want to do that, now it's an option for you. The details as to how exactly this works, I mean, there's a couple of screenshots here. Each Quantum Raid has up to 3 zones. Let's see, so there's different stages. Each stage has 3 zones. Then there's monsters that you fight that come in waves, and you're going to use the directional pad. And then there's a simple mana system. During battle, you can select each hero to control individually by yourself. Okay, so really looking at these screenshots, I am going to be honest, I have no idea what's going on. You could see the elemental wheel over there in the top left. I'm sure that that has something to do with it. There looks to be a boss on each stage here. And then this next screenshot shows you a roster. So I'm assuming this is going to be like Coliseum, where you don't actually get to use heroes or gear or bonuses that are attached to the ones that you've actually built up, but rather you're just picking from this roster here, forming a team and then playing through the content that way. Now that's a little weird to me because this is not a one-off thing. Like Coliseum, you just do it, you just fight in a day and then it's over. But this, because it's moving over the course of a month, we're assuming they want you to build up your characters. I mean, they said right here, there's options for leveling and growth materials where you have to get these elemental stones. So there is going to be some level of personal progression here, but it's going to be a completely separate game mode from the core game. So Quantum Raid Shop, again, this looks like the core raid shop. There's different steps. Step 5, obviously going to be the Fate Core recruit ticket. This is very standard. Step 1 is 300 Zest, that's nice. Step 2 is 10 nation recruit tickets. This is very nice, I'm excited for this, considering it's only step 2. 3 and 4 are going to be crafted tickets for Fated Armor and Fated Weapon. These I'm less excited about, especially the Fated Armor. I mean, you can get this pretty easily these days. Fated Weapon could be a little bit better, but still, I don't think it's anything to get too excited about. Then they're talking about the raid pass here. You can get premium awards by getting the premium pass, of course, raise level using Zest. So this again functions very much like core raid, nothing too crazy here. So let's keep going. We have Choice Fate Core Re, and I think this is actually one of the more interesting things to appear in these patch notes, and the reason for this is, first of all, look at these heroes. These are insane heroes. You have FC Rudley, who's great, FC Bathory, great, Emma, we don't talk about her, Diva, great, Reed Marie got nerfed a couple times but is still okay, and then you have FC Annie, who's obviously great as well. Looking here at this, I think Forgotten Memory actually has a pretty stacked set of Fate Cores to pull from, so this is definitely going to tempt people to pull on this banner, especially considering Bathory's signature force is also coming out with this patch. So this is a great way to get multiple sets of Bathory, and FC Bathory at that, and then being able to unlock that signature force right away. Now the problem with that is, there's also I believe it's the Danmachi collab, which is coming out hopefully soon. I believe it's going to be early to mid-November. And the problem is, if you're going to go pity on Bathory or any of these Fate Cores, that's going to run you about 20,000 Zest. And if that's the case, unless you have a ton saved up, you're going to be pretty starved for the upcoming collab, and we don't know how good those units are going to be, or if they're going to be units, or if they're going to be Fate Cores, we have no idea. So we think that although this does look really good, it might be a bait. I mean, what if people go all in on Bathory, and later they find out the collab banner is even better? This is definitely a risk to roll on this. I think that personally I'm going to, Hao probably will as well, but that having been said, it is something that we want to bring up to be cautious about not using all of your Zest. Maybe if you just want 1, 2, or 3 Bathories, just pull until you get those and then dip out, because it might not be worth to spend any more Zest than is necessary on this banner. So beyond that, there's some Air Squadron improvements now, improvements to the battle schedule. I know this is something that a lot of people were asking for as well. So hopefully this will alleviate some of the concerns that people who are really into Air Squadron battling have. Moving down, it looks like they've changed some of the rank rewards as well. And now, of course, you have the Air Squadron Hideout, which is essentially like a little guild house, and you can upgrade it to make it look better. There's also now, as you can see on the bottom of the picture there's buffs. So Celestial Globe, Library, what is that? Chronos, Guardian Statue, and the Badge. And then these, as you level them up, will give you different buffs in Air Squadron battle. Then there's also exclusive weapon chance increase on Fate Core acquisition update. This is pretty nice. It's just a nice little gesture to allow people to get exclusive weapons a little bit easier. Then over here we've got some Airship World Village UI, and I'm just going to breeze through all of these. We'll take a look at the pictures, and honestly, I think overall this was a pretty good change. So the airship I think does look better. It's a little bit cleaner in my opinion, and looks more streamlined and airshipy, so I like that. Scout system I like a lot because I actually work on scouting myself. It was always a hassle to have to click into journal, click on the hero, and then click back, and then click on another hero, and then click back, just to be able to see your progression on all of them. And I think having it like this makes it a lot easier, just at a glance on one page, to be able to see how everybody's doing. So I like this change a lot. Then they've also consolidated the market with Howan's Old Shop and Yorm's Exchange. I think this is fine. I don't know if it was necessary considering there were only 2, but it looks like they might be planning on adding more mechanics like this in the game, and so once this screen fills out a little bit, I think that would be a really good idea and a way to future-proof for those future changes. The world, I think, looks pretty much the same. The only thing is they've changed the dial at the bottom there. Now these challenge UI changes, I'm not so sure if I like these. And the reason for that is, this system here makes it so that I have to tap on 3 different tabs in order to cycle through everything, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But there's a change later on that I think makes this a little bit more bearable. They've changed quick battle, so now what you can do is, obviously if you have easy unlocked, depending on the stage of the sanctum or the gold mine or the trade route that you're on, you can just auto battle all of them. Just quick battle all of them right away, use up all your tickets just in this neat little menu here, and it just finishes everything at once. You collect all your rewards. So I think this is actually pretty great for the high level players, and even for low level, this will be useful as well. This is also an interesting change that I want to talk about a little bit. Story Path of Trials Continue update. The way this works is if you spend 100 Zest to continue, all of your party members, all of your team will be revived, full HP, and then everything like the buffs, the marks, all of that will be reinitiated, and you'll be starting the fight at that same turn as if you had just revived everybody. I actually think this is a great option. Now, 100 Zest seems like a lot, just for one chance to revive in a fight, but if you think about it, there are certain systems in the game, specifically for getting Season 2 gear, that are locked behind these fights. So, in my opinion, paying 100 Zest, if you have a really high chance and you're confident that you could beat the fight, then I think it's worth it. So, core memory, nothing too special here. They've added the Forgotten Memory wheels, and so this again is very handy. They probably released this in time with the re-banner on purpose, so people are going to be able to build up more of their Fate Core fusions. It's an addition that we're going to make sooner or later, so I think now is a great time to do that. Then there's also a new category to be added in Howan's old store, where you can purchase certain things with new materials. So it looks like you're getting this currency from Wug Run Fest, which I never do. So, you know, some people, if you do Wug Run Fest all the time, you're going to be loaded and you're going to be ready for this. But for people like me, not so much. Then we have Infinity Core. They're not really saying anything other than 200 Zest will be given as a weekly report reward regardless of ranking. So this is pretty great because it's just free 200 Zest every week. All you have to do is just fight. You could lose whenever and you'll still get it. I think this is fine. They are talking about improved combat balance and more balance patches later on, so we'll really have to see how it works once it comes out. There's a new hero battle where you can get Turia, but no one really cares about that. And then, let's see here, rank armor update. So we're getting rank 1 accessories now, so that's nice. Blue Fate Core buff verification system. This is really nothing, it's just another way for them to show you which heroes are buffed by the Blue Fate Cores. New Air Squadron members marks and badges. These badges look pretty cool. You've got a flower, you've got Rude FC Zeon's mask or helmet. I don't know what this is. Is this Yorm? Is this like Yorm's hat? I'm not sure. And then you've got a nice little cross with some swords. I mean, overall these designs look cool. I'm okay with it. Then we have Door to Creation recipe change. So what is this? 5 golden clocks for 1 nation recruit ticket. That's pretty nice. I think this is really good actually, and if you go back up to the part with the Wug Run Fest, you can buy golden clocks now with that currency. So that's going to be 1 golden clock a day, 5 days, 1 nation recruit ticket. You add in some Wug Run Fest to make that time a little bit shorter. This is a pretty good idea, and nation recruit tickets, obviously everybody wants to get the pity of 150 to be able to pull on a general whenever it's that general's banner rotation. Now this is a change that I've actually wanted to see, and I know Hal wanted to see this a lot as well, where the alignment moves by CP first, because a lot of people, I believe they made the change to either be star grade or tier, which was a terrible choice because nobody ever sorts heroes that way. And I always had to manually go back and say sort by CP, so I think a lot of other players felt this way as well, and they changed it back, which is good. Weekly report improvements. I don't think there's too much to talk about here. You can now play in French and German, which is nice. And yeah, that's about it. That's the end of these patch notes over here. So this was a long video and it was a bit unscripted. We kind of went off the cuff here to talk about these changes. Hopefully we were able to cover everything you were interested in, and you guys got a good idea of what's in these patch notes. Of course, this is on the Facebook page. We'll put a link in the description so you can click on it and read them if you want. That does it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.